Hey guys, welcome back to Behind the Pass. My name is Johan and today I'm in the sunny Leith. I'm here at Barry Fish Restaurant to meet Barry, who's already in the kitchen. So let's get out of this rain and go behind the pass. So chef, first thing when you come in the morning?
Usually me, a podcast and some pasta. I've got an hour and a half before the guys come in, so it's a good time to catch up on the podcasts and
yeah,
do that in the morning. Also, you know, it's reactive, so I want to have the time to think about it properly.
Yeah, and as you said, like the supplies, the deliveries, gives you time.
Well, we've got a fairly good system. Like everyone comes, all the deliveries arrive first thing in the morning. We're not really carrying a huge amount of stock over each night because, as I say, we're busy, so it kind of tends to come in and leave immediately, which is what you want.
Yes.
But it does mean in the mornings there's quite a lot happening.
Correct.
So sometimes I have to pause the podcast, which it's not good, man.
Not good.
It's not happening.
Not good. Let's go right back to the beginning.
Okay.
Cooper College.
Oh.
Tell me.
I think I started my cooking career in a fairly traditional way, and then went completely left field for about 15 years. But I did start at the age that you're supposed to start, which I'm told is when you should start. So I went to college when I was 17.
Great.
I did 3 years at Elmwood College, SRUC in Cooper and Fife. And actually, for a guy who was not remotely switched on to an academic environment, which was not me, I always felt a bit lost at school. So going to college was like technical skills for me, was learning how to cook. So I did love it. So actually, and it was a great basis. What I chose to do afterwards still pulled a lot of those skills in to an extent. But yeah, it was a very traditional, classic 3-year
training.
Training in college. My college has been in touch and asked me to talk about it, and I said, you need to look at how well I did. I was like, I didn't do that good. And they were a bit like, but you've got a great story at the end of it. And I went, well, you know, some people take longer to learn, and I guess that's me.
True. And then, obviously, 15 years front of house?
Kind of.
Okay.
I moved to London and worked in hotels because I was kind of obsessed with hotels when I was younger. Okay. Big hotels. I wanted to understand everything. I was like everything. It wasn't just cooking. It was the restaurants. It was the housekeeping. It was the reception. I come from a very small place, so a big hotel in the middle of London is about as exciting as I could get. And so I did it for a few years. I was very young.
Okay.
I moved all around. I did lots of stuff in hotels. Then I'd worked front of house in a couple of restaurants, and then like most people who are in London, that pull for Scotland came to me quite early after a few years. Yeah. And I came back and I got a job KPing in an art gallery cafe. Wow. At the fruit market. Yes. And I was probably about 23. It's quite old to be a KP, but you know what? So what? Yeah. And the cafe there was a franchise. So I worked for a guy who had a franchise, and I was a bit like, oh, this is a whole new way of working. You can be self-employed, and I think I just started really paying attention to how it worked. Yeah. And then within 4 years, it was my franchise. And then 10 years after that, I had 5 cafes, 5 art gallery. In Edinburgh? Yeah, 5 art gallery cafes. And then I had a slight cliff moment where I was a bit like, I'm done. Yeah. I loved it, but I was done. So front of house, yes, but always in and out of kitchens. Like, I didn't start properly cooking as I would deem it until I was in my 30s, which is crazy. Oh, wow. Madness. I love that. But I had spent the entire time immersed in hospitality, so I never really feel like I wasn't in hospitality, so yeah. Pasta for our agnolotti dish. So we make this fresh every day. Yeah. It's a smoked fish filling, little agnolotti dumplings, and make the pasta using fresh eggs,
Yeah.
semolina, 00 flour, some more egg yolks,
Yeah.
some salt, and that will all come together as a nice dough in a few minutes. I mean, I think that where we're at the moment with cooking is an interesting point, because if I'm truthful, I think that we're at a sort of slight junction.
Yeah.
I can see, you know, when we opened Barry Fish, I knew it was going to be an a la carte restaurant. I always wanted to open an a la carte restaurant. It's much more complicated for costing, for stocking, for staffing. But for me, the joy is the customer choosing what they eat and us maybe not knowing what they're going to eat. There's still a little bit of a ride in the kitchen, a little bit of a buzz when we kind of don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I love tasting menu, and I love street food, but the super luxe end of the market has been really well served in Edinburgh for about 15 years now.
Yeah.
A lot of tasting menu, a lot of experiential dining. I've enjoyed most of it.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then there's also the explosion in less technical cooking, joyful
Yep.
street food cooking, big on flavours, and much less formality about how you eat and where you eat and what you do. But for me, when we were starting Barry Fish, I wanted to do neither of those things.
Okay.
Genuinely, it wasn't my pull. So
Yeah.
for me, the crossroads I'm talking about is the fact that I do see a big future and a growth in classical dining,
Yeah.
in a la carte dining, and a little bit more technical cooking, but maybe a little bit more relaxed technical
Yeah,
cooking.
totally.
Not so hyper focused on process.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more traditional elements. You know, I'm a big saucer, so I like to put a lot of sauce on the plate.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, like it's
Beautiful
wild.
sauces.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, we put far too much sauce on the plate, but the idea being is you just ask for some bread or a spoon
Dip along.
and bashing, because for me that's joyful.
Yeah, but that's real food.
Yeah.
Sharing it at the table,
Exactly.
sitting with people you want to be and just enjoying it and dipping. That's what bread is all about.
Yeah, I mean,
feel
I find that I think that there's something relaxing. I like eating out is supposed to be. I think we've kind of forgotten that it's supposed to be relaxing.
Correct.
Experiential dining feels tense sometimes.
Very tense.
I'm absorbing and maybe it's because I cook, but I'm absorbing the stress in the room, even though they're doing an excellent job at hiding it.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a bit of me that goes, actually, this needs a little bit. In the sort of other end of the spectrum, I'm in there not relaxing because it's so unstructured.
Yeah.
That, you
Yeah.
know, but it is supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be eating out. It's supposed to be joyful. So that's what I focus on here: is how to make this as enjoyable as possible for people. How to exceed expectations, not promise things we can't deliver.
Yeah.
You know, we've got 120 scallops here this morning.
Wow.
So we keep them, sometimes we keep the shells and we do like a very classic little scallop Saint-Jacques, where you make a nice sauce
Yeah.
and pipe potato over it.
Yeah. And then nice,
It's delicious.
stunning.
But you need a rest after you eat it. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's quite heavy.
Yeah, it's fulsome, but it's delicious. But yeah, we do the sort of... Most of the fish work we'll do early in the morning.
Yeah.
We tend to do one big task altogether.
Yeah.
Rather than separate it out. And then after we've done our fish work, we tend to separate into who's doing what.
Second.
I do a lot of sauce. Tom's and Robert look after all garde manger, all lardus stuff.
Yeah.
Joseph works with me on sauce and a little bit more fish work. He also does a lot of the ahead stuff that we need to do, like pickling and
Okay. Yeah. Fermenting.
and then I do the puddings as well. So, but generally we'll start the day with fish and shellfish, clean it all down, and then start proper mise en place and earnest afterwards.
Yeah.
But we got another space downstairs with the fish fridges,
Oh.
so we're able to prep everything up here, get it down to the right space, scrub it all down, and then get on with the rest of
Yeah.
the day.
Now, the limited time off you have, haven't spoken to you today. What do you enjoy doing on your time off?
Walking.
Yeah.
I've talked about it on social media. I made lifestyle choices in the run up to opening a restaurant to be fitter, to be happier, to be more alert, to be better prepared. So a lot of my pursuits outside of work are probably quite healthy.
Yeah.
I like walking, I like a bit of running, I love music. I'm a huge fan of architecture and concrete. So I'll sometimes just go and look at buildings that I like to look at.
amazing.
Eating other people's food is without doubt my
Yeah,
favorite
that's
thing.
what we do,
So
isn't it?
I'm surrounded by some of my heroes. I'm surrounded by some amazing food and drink.
So I'll definitely eat well when I'm not at the restaurant. I try to plan 1 or 2 like proper dinners a month,
Yeah.
where I'll give myself everything I want and enjoy it and fully appreciate the experience.
Yeah.
So eating, walking, running, all the good stuff.
That's amazing. Best meal you ever had, Chef?
Best meal I've ever had.
Yes. Most memorable meal?
Fuck.
Or maybe you had a couple?
Yeah, I mean, like from a pure sense of wonder,
Yeah.
like eating fried fish in Thailand on a little
wow.
boat was just incredible. But that was
Caught
just
yourself?
simple. You know, the person who had the boat caught it, and then his wife cooked it on a little barbecue for us, and I sat there thinking it was one of the most incredible experiences I'd ever had, and the fish was really good. You know, from a kind of more classic restaurant point of view, do you know, I've got a huge love for Quo Vadis in London on Dean Street, which I love a lot.
Haven't been.
That makes me pretty happy.
Okay.
In Scotland, I love. Actually, do you know what I love in Edinburgh at the moment? I love Mirren on Leith Walk.
Yeah.
It's wildly good. That
Very
would be.
busy, isn't it?
I eat in a Greek restaurant called Spitaki a lot on East Claremont Street,
Okay.
which is a family run, and their consistency in their ability to, you know, create delicious food in this genuinely relaxing, friendly way. I have just so much admiration for them, and I love going there. So it doesn't always have to be special occasion or fancy to make me happy, if I'm honest. It can be the simplest things. But obviously, if I'm going to spend a bit of money and go somewhere where, you know, that's how you can't really beat Next Door with Martin
The Wizard.
You can't really, it's exemplary. So
You're right.
for me, there's various scales of what I'm looking for. Sometimes it's just joyful simplicity, and sometimes you just want to treat yourself.
Where do you get your inspiration and motivation from?
Instinct. So I often will ask myself if I like this because I want to replicate it, or do I like it because it's wildly different from something I want to do, or do I like it because it's just fundamentally, technically really good. So I look at inspiration as being not necessarily things that I personally want to do. Process and how we go about doing things is probably a little bit more personal to me.
Yeah.
Low intervention handling, not over handling produce. But I can look at things that defy all of those things and then still find my way of doing them. I'm not a huge fan of like 8 pairs of hands hovering near a plate. So sometimes I look at it and go, yeah, okay, but we can't do that. So, but I can still enjoy it and appreciate it. So there's inspiration of sorts, and then there's, but for me, like open a restaurant that you want to eat in would be my first thing to say, is like, you have to trust your instinct. Do you feel there's detail and nuance in what you're doing? We're surrounded by fish restaurants here. They're all really good. What makes us good might be just the devil in the detail, you know? So inspiration can be far and wide.
Yeah. So do you take it right down to 1?
I take it 1 because 0 is a little bit thin for the filling, and it starts to show through the filling too much.
Yeah. And do you just give it a second blanch? And then
No,
you cook it straight from raw?
We cook it completely. We blast chill it, and then it goes into. Then it's used that night. Like the pasta I'm making at the moment will be on somebody's plate tonight. So it's it's just super freshly done.
The catering company, highly successful and working with some incredible luxury fashion brands. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I mean, again, a happy accident. It was planned in that I kind of knew I didn't want to work in weddings, no disrespect. And I knew there were certain things I didn't want to do that were like venue related cooking, but I was really interested in brand and creating food to tie in with bigger concepts than me and be part of other things. And the art galleries taught me that, like how to make a really good cafe and an art gallery experience is a good reflection of the art gallery as well. So I just applied the same logic. I was a bit like, if I try and get my head around these brands, what they want, what they're looking for, then we can shine by comparison to something way bigger than we'll ever be. So I did it for 10 years and it was pretty marvelous. And you know, only a fool cuts the throat of a successful business to open a restaurant, but here we are.
Amazing. I mean, obviously you've been open now for just over a year.
18 months, which in dog years is about 18 years or something. So 18 months.
18 months. And obviously the restaurant's going from strength to strength. Future plans? Anything you can tell us what's coming up? Or which direction are you
Yeah, I mean,
staying on?
I can't really answer that one. You know, we've had an astonishing 18 months, but it is only 18 months. So I see it as just the very foundations. I don't want a chain of restaurants. I don't want a franchise of Barry Fish. I don't want to open another Barry Fish. It's only ever been about one small restaurant in Leith and how to make it as good as possible. So that might sound like we have very modest expectations for the restaurant, but if I'm truthful, you know, a restaurant needs constant day and night focus, care and attention. So for me, it's massively ambitious just to have one small good restaurant than it would be to have 3 average ones.
No, that's great. And I think you're absolutely right. Focus on one, make that the best you can be.
And I make these little
Nice
dumplings.
Yeah.
Get filling, pipe it down here. Quite thick.
Yeah.
It's quite coarse as you can see, but I like those little bits of textures that you get when you're eating it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what
But it does mean when you pinch it, you have to pinch it twice just to make sure it's nice and tight.
Okay.
You just pipe it down the middle.
The smell.
Oh, it's so good, man.
Delicious.
It's like, it's also my favourite bit of the fish, of the sea trout, of the bellies.
Yeah. Nice and
I love
flat.
them. I think they've just got such a good flavour to them.
It's
And we're just
great.
going to seal it off with some water. So it takes a while. It takes me about 90 minutes each morning,
Incredible.
but it's worth it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have any need to make pasta in my previous life. I made pasta because I genuinely want to make pasta.
Yeah.
I think fish pasta is harder to find. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like fish curry. I'm still on the search for a good fish curry.
Yeah.
Like
Rick
a really,
Stein's.
yeah, really.
Rick Stein's in Patron, the seafood
Okay.
restaurant. I'd probably say it's the best fish curry
I would
I've
say,
ever tried.
yeah, you guys are heading off there soon, no?
Yeah, we're super excited to go back to Cornwall next month. And for anybody who is in the hospitality and wanted to start a restaurant,
Run. Get out now.
don't do that.
Don't do it. No. I mean, you should always do it because I think you cook your best food, the food that you want to cook. I can think of some restaurants that have opened recently where they're brilliant because that is absolutely what that chef wants to cook.
Yeah.
And again, that's the instinct thing I'm talking about. That's
Yes.
you shouldn't cook because your influences are overriding your own personal sense of what you want to do. I can spot it a mile off.
Yeah.
I'm a bit like, you're cooking that because you think that's expected of you.
Yeah.
You have to cook the food you feel good about. It's
Yeah.
truthful, it's connectivity to what you're doing. So sometimes I can enjoy food but feel a lack of connection, or maybe a little bit too much business-minded
Yeah.
going on behind it. You know, there should be, if you're, you know, but opening your own restaurant is a huge step. So I'd say do your research.
Correct.
Know what you're going to do, know yourself, and know your limitations.
Yeah.
Because I've certainly got mine. So I don't want to overpromise something I can't do. I'm well aware of my limitations. So
Yeah.
I'm also aware of my strengths. So how do we make those
Play on
things?
them.
Yeah, how do we make them work?
Yeah.
You know?
I've worked with Jack Stein a couple of times before.
Really? That's weird. I literally just started following him on socials the other day.
Uh-huh.
Jack Stein, yeah. Literally like about 2 days ago.
Great chef, amazing family,
Yeah.
and very helpful. And once I'd done the work experience with him, he invited me to come down to Padstow and work at the seafood.
Nice.
So we're going back there next month and speaking to Pete Murd, who's the head chef there.
Nice.
Great guy, great guy. I really enjoyed being with you today and seeing the restaurant, being with the chefs in the kitchen. So I'll let you get on with it with a busy day.
Are you staying for lunch?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. Thank you.
My pleasure.